evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm excited. After a month of waiting, PinFall Podcast is here, a.k.a. Paradigm Shift. May Paradigm Shift rest in peace, but we are here as PinFall Podcast, the flagship show of Pinfall Streams. And I'm going to waste no time. We've got a stacked lineup of tonight, and I'm going to waste no time and bring in my man, the OG, the Godfather, if you will, baby, Mr. William H.D. Morgan.
If you will, baby, if you will. Welcome to PinFall Podcast, everyone. I'm Mr. William D. Morgan, host of the Geek Gauntlet here and the Sports Report. So definitely check us out tonight. We got a big show planned for you, and we also got a little bit of surprise for you guys coming up.
Right now, he has returned after a long absence. Mr. Logan Wade, a.k.a. Mr. Brandon Randall, is back on PinFall.
You smell the greatness on the screen. So good to be back. So good.
Oh, my God. I got tears.
Oh, get yourself together, honey.
He's also known as the big boss man's son, but we ain't going to go there.
We ain't gonna do that. Man, I've missed you boys. What's been going on?
God, man, we missed you, man. Lots of change. As you can see, the paradigm shift is no longer here. We are now PinFall Podcast, man.
Hey, man, this is great. You know, PinFall Productions is doing nothing but going sky high, baby. I got big high hopes for this company.
Well, it is because of this man right here that I get to welcome our very special guest on tonight. And real quick, before we get to bringing him on, I'm going to play this just quick little video to introduce the man. We are very happy to welcome Mr. Chase Matthews, the leader of the Heyyy Nation. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, y'all. Hey. Y'all gotta say it.
Hey.
Y'all say it.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey.
Man, what a pleasure to have you on the podcast, man.
Good to have you on, man.
Thank you.
I do got to say a quick thank you to you and to UWF and to Logan Wade for making this happen. We greatly appreciate having y'all on. And God, I got chills. Like I've been itching, man. I haven't been on a wrestling podcast in over a month. I've been itching. So much to discuss. We're gonna dive right into the question of the week. All right, guys. So if you've been following any bit of wrestling, unless you're living under a rock, there's been so much has happened in the last month. Personally.
Hey, what's up,
Best time to be a wrestling fan, hence not 90s, 2000s. Like, this is the best time to ever be a wrestling fan. So, as you may have heard, Bray Wyatt was released yesterday. My question for y'all right here and now is, what does Bray Wyatt's release mean for the WWE going forward? I have my opinion. I'm going to go to the guests first, so I'm going to go to Mr. Matthews.
Well, from a business perspective, I heard it was due to budget cuts. Whether that's actually true or not, I mean, we don't know. We don't work there. But if that is what it is, you know, they just coming off a pandemic. They trying to get back and doing live shows that, you know, remake a lot of their money. So, I mean, as a business, they got to do what they got to do. But, I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, who knows? They might let him back. But then again, he might go to AEW. So, it is unfortunate. So, but, I mean, what can you do, especially in times like this?
Mr. Wade.
You know, I somewhat agree with him. I think you two especially know how I feel about Mr. Vince McMahon.
We're just going to start referring to him as what they coined to make fun of him in TNA, and that's BKN.
There you go. There you go. From a business perspective, I guess I could see it. Rumors are all over the place. They're getting ready to sell the company. Now, if this is for them to further themselves as a company, I guess it makes sense. But on the other hand, you're losing a star talent that was just cleared to come back after a very long leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was a hit. There's no denying it. I don't know. I think the smarter move would have been to just take that and run with it versus cut him. But ultimately, we from the business standpoint have no idea what their numbers look like. I don't agree with it as a fan, but you know, I'm not on the board, so I don't know. I as a fan's perspective, I don't agree with it.
Will.
I don't agree with it either. It just shows me that, look, first of all, what is negotiation skills? You see athletes renegotiate their contracts all the time. If you want to really keep them there, if it wasn't an issue of money, you should just renegotiated him and to keep him, to fit into your budget, because you could get your money back. But, you know, I think it's more than just financial. I think it's some other stuff going down with Bray. I think his whole situation at home is another thing that doesn't look good. I just think it's other stuff. I don't think it's financial is the reason why they got rid of him. That might be what they say, but I think it's more than that, in my opinion, that they let him go, because you don't let someone go of that talent. You don't let somebody go of that magnitude, particularly when you open them up to go to a competitor. No, it's got to be something else that's going down for you to get rid of this person and for somebody else to go over there and make money. Me and Josh talked about it last night for a quick minute, and Josh brings up a good point. You can bring the family over to AEW and make a bunch of money. So I think this is something that WWE is going to regret doing.
Let me ask you this: if it's not about the financials, do you think he remains loyal and stays?
No. I don't necessarily. I think he does believe he wasn't used properly, and you look at all the past talent that has come back and said he got over and over and over again, and every time you squashed him. This is a possibility. I don't know if that's.
I know I would. I would definitely reconstruct this contract.
Actually, what are they doing? And they trying to restructure Braun Strowman's contract too.
He's coming back. I'm pretty sure he's.
Braun will be back. But I just think it's something else going on. I don't think it's money. I just think it's something. I don't know if it's personal with that thing that went on with JoJo that we heard about before in the past. I don't know, but I think it's more than just money. Because again, you don't let someone go of that ilk and go make money and go make another company money.
Do we think Peacock is behind it in any way?
I do believe. Well, this is my thought. My thought is that WWE will be sold by the end of the year. And from everything I've read and researched, NBC is at the top of that list to buy. So I think Peacock has a lot of control over the product now. You got to figure, we as fans, as hard as WWE worked to make the network happen, for them to give up rights to all of their content is unheard of. WWE has been so strict on their video library for years. And then all of a sudden, no one knew this was coming. All of a sudden, they just told it. I believe by the end of this year, they will sell that company. If you look at how the UFC did before they sold to Dana White, they're doing the exact same things. Getting rid of high assets or restructuring contracts, whatever they need to do. And Khan, I've said this before, this is what he does. He consolidates companies and gets them ready to sell. Like, that's what he does.
My issue with that though is NBC, as far as we know, have no wrestling people at all.
Oh no.
So unless you have someone like a Shane McMahon or a Triple H run it after Vince is gone, from the day-to-day at least, we're in trouble, because as far as we know, there's no wrestling people at NBC at all.
NBC is not buying a wrestling company. They're buying
sports entertainment, but still.
They're not even buying. No, not even. They're buying an entertainment company. That's what they see. If they're smart, the best thing that they can do is split the two. NBC takes the entertainment, give Triple H run of WWE wrestling, or shut it down. Because if not, it will die slowly under NBC.
Yeah, it would.
Just want to point out real quick, Facebook user is George Rivera. Thank you for joining us tonight.
What's up, George? What's up, man? My boy George. What's up, George? That's my guy.
Hey,
that's my guy from this. That's my guy who's over there on the Sports Report.
Okay.
So,
well,
as we've mentioned this, we're going to move straight into news, and there's a lot going on with news. So we'll be right into that.
Now, see, how come we couldn't have that before?
See, I missed the old one. It was more assertive. It got your attention.
But the old one always slapped me in the face. That's how hard that dog
hit. Out of his chair. I purposely went softer this time.
He went softer this time.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I like to see. I like coming back on and seeing Will going.
All right, so we mentioned Bray Wyatt. There's been a lot of things going on in the last month that we haven't been here to cover. I'm not going to try and cover it all. The big things. Now, in wrestling, I'm going to preface this with this. In wrestling, until it happens, it is just a rumor. Until you see it on screen, it is just a rumor.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. But there is strong confirmation by multiple sources that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk have signed with AEW. As far as the wrestling landscape, now you got all kinds of people saying AEW is going to do better than WWE and all this shit now. And we don't know what the future holds with everything going on as far as that. But this takes AEW to a different level with these two guys, just for the people that they will bring over to their product.
Chase, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it is huge news. I mean, like you said, when it comes to wrestling, we can't confirm nothing unless we see it for ourselves. I think if they do sign Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, it would be big for them. As far as being like a game changer, I have no idea. But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if CM Punk does show up in that Chicago venue in September.
I mean, they pretty much confirmed him for August 20th. They went out, booked a special show for August 20th. And then Darby Allin this week on AEW made the "I want the best in the world" comment. So again, like we said, take everything with a grain of salt in wrestling. But all sources are pointing that he's showing up on the 20th.
That would be huge.
I mean,
it would be huge.
I mean, you think of that Chicago crowd that's been wanting that pop return for 6 years. Every time there's a Chicago show, CM Punk chant busts out at least once.
At least once, yeah.
So
after all this time, still going.
I think it would be the first time that a fan base like that actually got the receipt.
Hey,
I hate to be that guy.
But
I when we start looking at how fast they're bringing in a big talent, you can't help but think, are they going to fuck it up like WCW did? And that's I'm not trying to be that guy. You know, I'm not. I'm just saying we can see the resemblance. I think if they get away with it, it's because they don't have the same guys running the company.
I think,
you know, Eric Bischoff and Hogan, I think they're what killed WCW. I firmly
remember
believe
Kevin Nash had a part in that too.
He did.
Well, and I think, and we all know what we love about AEW is the fact that the wrestlers have a lot of the creative control over their own characters.
Yes.
But it has been said 1,000 times that Tony Khan has final veto. And I think I'm not saying that one guy needs to be in charge of everything, but there does need to be a funnel. And so far, for the most part, Tony has made good judgments on what needs to be on TV and what doesn't need to be on TV.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that helps them too is these guys can go and do the kind of on the edge stuff because almost all of them are on some kind of vlog, either BTE or Sammy Guevara or All Ego Ethan Page has one now. They're all doing other things and where they can kind of be a little more, but you even get things like the No Rules match with Nick Gage this week, which still had controversy in a Pizza Hut commercial ran right before Nick Gage cut him with a pizza cutter.
How freaking great was that?
It was amazing.
It's like Saul and Jericho's head. You know, you can order your large pizza from Domino's right now, and it was perfect.
And there's been tons of mixed reviews on this match, and I know I didn't listen because I don't care what the man says, but I imagine Jim Cornette ripped it to pieces.
Of course he did.
You dumb motherfucker.
Swinging his tennis racket.
But he
Do that again. Please do that again.
what I missed.
Hey, now you some dumb motherfuckers. Make sure
Oh, God.
That's not wrestling.
So you got your people that are just tearing it apart, death match, blah, blah, blah. But AEW's come out and said multiple occasions that they're not going to do another match like that anytime soon. They're saving it for the right times. And so far, they found ways to every time they do a hardcore match to do it differently. They've had the exploding barbed wire match. Yes, it didn't perform like it was supposed to, but all of that, like, they've made good decisions here and there, and that's what I think. And believe me, as someone who didn't experience the WCW downfall, who came in after, I do not want to see that happen because I just love wrestling, and competition breeds good product.
Like Logan said earlier, I don't want to be that guy, but as someone who watched WCW and was a fan, and now looking back, to me, how can I say this? AEW is very iffy with me. I enjoy some of the stuff they do, but some of their stuff seems too choreographed for my taste. But like, to me, they're making they're making some of the same mistakes WCW made, and that's constantly taking shots at WWE. When they should just do their own thing, because WCW kept on doing that over and over, and they end up shooting themselves in the foot.
Yep.
I do agree with that. I mean, WWE or AEW is not going to do as far as trying to do the actually giving away storyline shit. But I do agree they're putting too much there because BTE, you can't watch an episode of it without them making a WWE comment. Like, they're constantly making comments on the show. I agree with that. There's no need for that. Act like you're right now. You're winning this war. Act like they're not there and keep going.
Yeah. You saw Vince McMahon's interview. He barely acknowledged them. So I mean, like,
he was saying we'll give them more talent.
Exactly. Like
he was like, it's nothing for us.
Like, he's trolling them. So it's like, and you got to realize AEW they're under a different umbrella than WWE. WWE has a lot of sponsors right now. So I mean, unfortunately, they can't get away with what AEW is doing. So it's like if AEW does really rock, like get itself off the ground and really become competition, that's the only way Vince is probably gonna, change. Because I mean, before even WCW even got big, he was the cartoonish, 80s style, and he had to basically get aggressive because times were changing. So, but I mean,
respectfully, I do feel like AEW's kind of slowed down on giving the shots. I know there's a reference here and there, but look at 6 months ago, it was every week.
Yeah,
Facts.
Now it's like once a month you see it on.
Yeah.
So I think they've caught on to their own mistake.
One of the things that worries me about AEW, and I've said this on show, they're really trying to get content so they can open up their own kind of streaming network, but they've got so much content out there now. So much. They've got Rampage debuting on the 13th. You've got Elevation on Mondays, Dark on Tuesdays, Dynamite on Wednesdays. The podcast drops on Thursdays. And then once a quarter, you have a pay-per-view. So that's almost 6 days a week with wrestling. And I'm just worried that they're going to overload the fan base.
And I feel like they have, and that's what's going to bring their downfall.
Now,
one thing I like to point out,
I'm sorry. One thing I like to point out, AEW made a point that they were going to make their own stars and homegrown everybody. As of now, in my opinion, they haven't done that yet. They've been like, and when I mean real stars, I mean like, for like not just wrestling fans. Like I'm talking about like the general audience as well, because you got to appeal to everybody when it comes to making a star. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you really name anybody that will stick out to the general audience and be like, "Oh, I know that guy."
No,
to me, they've been signing a lot of former WWE talent or WCW talent. I mean, to me, AEW hasn't hit made their main star yet. Because to me, if someone asks the best heel right now, it's Roman Reigns. I mean, y'all may disagree with me, but Roman Reigns to me is like the best heel in wrestling right now. Even though
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, everybody disagree with that.
I mean,
it's missionary.
Yeah.
I also would like to see AEW
line of the year, promo of the year right there.
Oh, for sure.
I also would like to see AEW get a historian or something like that, because these storylines got to get better, man. Got to get better. I mean,
okay, one thing that AEW is doing well on the storyline department is their long draw story. Now, I will say this. It is reported because of these signings that the Hangman Adam Page isn't going to get his title shot at all out. That bugs me a little bit because they have drawn this out, and I've enjoyed this long draw story with him. But now it's looking like double or nothing before he gets his title shot. And that's a long time. Like, I love the long story. I miss that WWE doesn't do that as much. And they've got a few of those running in AEW. But I do agree, like, they're so long and drawn, sometimes it's hard to keep track. And sometimes, like, a guy can have, like, 6 mini side stories going on with different guys. And it gets confusing.
Plus, they got too many factions right now.
Oh God, yes.
Way too many.
Several times.
Way too many. Yeah.
On that note, we're going to take our first commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk to the leader of the Heyyy Nation and actually dive into Mr. Chase Matthews and his wrestling career. We'll be right back. Guys, so that last commercial right there is the one I'm really excited about. That's Sports Report After Dark. That is premiering tomorrow night after the Sports Report at 10:30, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. It's going to be Seven and Dirty Dan, two colored commentators just talking about sports and the human side of athletes. It's going to be a really interesting talk. I am going to say right now, parental discretion is advised because those guys are filthy motherfucker. And then that is First Generation Dads. You can catch that on Thursdays with Will and Seven. at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, talking about all things dads, dad jokes, dad culture, the topics that really matter to us dads. So check that out, and then we're going to dive right into this. So, Chase, my first question is, what got you into wrestling, man?
Oh, you stole my question.
Like, what got me watching it, or like becoming?
Yeah, what made you a fan in the first place?
Well, when I was a kid, I was about 5, and of course, the first guy that interested me was none other than Hulk Hogan. So once I started watching Hulk Hogan, I just started watching wrestling. Then after that, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm growing up in the midst of the Monday Night Wars and stuff. So that's basically what started everything, and maybe a huge fan and all that. So
you mentioned Hulk Hogan. What was your favorite Hogan match?
shit.
On the spot.
On the spot.
I would say my favorite time period watching Hogan, I'll say, okay, from a storytelling standpoint, probably his matches with Ric Flair were the best he's done. But as far as television and all this, his stuff with Sting was really good. I mean, their matches didn't live up to the hype, but if I had to say as far as storytelling, probably his match with Ric Flair was probably some of my favorite he's been in.
No doubt.
I mean, can you have a bad match with Ric Flair?
No. If you have a bad match with Ric Flair, you shouldn't be wrestling, period.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly my point. I could have a good match with Ric Flair.
Dude, that guy will sell anything. So Jace, what inspired you to become a wrestler, and what influenced you the most?
Probably Shawn Michaels, because I mean guys like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, even though they're bigger than I am, but they were always the quote unquote the smaller guys in that era where that's when they started paving the way for smaller guys that they can, make it big time and all this stuff. So, I mean, Shawn Michaels has always been probably my favorite in-ring performer ever. I know I said Hogan and Stone Cold got me, watching it. But as far as like in-ring performance, I mean, you can't get any better than Shawn Michaels. So, I mean, Shawn Michaels is the one who really got me into as far as the in-ring stuff goes. And I just said, you know what, screw it. At 17, I made a push to join a wrestling school where no matter, that's another story. But when I was 17, I made a decision saying this is what I want to do. So I have to say Shawn Michaels is the one who kind of got me to actually become one.
What year did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to a school, well, supposedly it was, but 2007, and I debuted in 2008, before my 19th birthday. So I was 18 when I debuted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. So one thing we got from your information that you sent us, you wrestled for 5 years and then you took a decade off. And when you came back, I actually have a picture I'm going to pull up right here. This is Mr. Matthews before and after. 120-pound weight loss.
Right.
What
That's
was
wild.
that part of the time of why you took the time off? And tell us that story.
It was a lot of things, honestly. Burnout. When you're in the business for a while, you come across some things that you just shouldn't let get to you and all this stuff. And unfortunately, for me, I came into the business when I was really young. I was really green, wet behind the ears. And even though I was learning as I went, I always let people get to me, and basically I ended up losing my passion for it, and I just got really burned out from it. and I just became a very grumpy individual. So basically, I ended up leaving, and just from physically and mentally burn out from certain people, burn out from myself, and I just didn't care anymore. But I mean, I think taking that time off really helped me mature more and look at the business from another perspective and appreciate it a little more. So I mean, I think that's what I needed to basically help myself grow up and regain some respect.
So the year is 2007, and you start telling your friends and family that you want to become a professional wrestler. What was that like?
You stole my question.
Well, of course, my dad was passed away when that happened. So I mean,
Sorry to hear that.
he never got to witness my very first match or anything. But my mother, we know how our mothers and parents are. They're like, oh no, you're gonna get hurt and all that stuff.
Oh,
Don't do it. I'm glad you're following your dream, but I don't want you to get hurt. So, but as far as my friends and family, my sisters, they were excited. They thought it's cool, and they still think it's cool. But I mean, my friends think it's really awesome. That I'm basically doing what I said I wanted to do, and I'm basically living the dream. And I tell you, it's very, very overwhelming and very humble experience to be doing what I'm doing right now, especially after taking 10 years off. Something I thought I'd never do again. And I mean, here I am. So that's our point we brought up earlier. Never say never.
That's right. So
go ahead.
I just
telling each other's questions.
Well, see, we can read each other's minds.
Yeah. It's telepathy.
So it's like I've got to get him before he gets me.
Yeah.
So growing up in Lafayette, I grew up in a small town, so I couldn't imagine what growing up in Lafayette was like. What were your options if professional wrestling didn't work?
My options? Give me a second. I never looked at it that way because I've always said I'll make it work.
Right.
I'm just that type of guy. I'm very competitive, especially now. Like I said, I never say never, even though sometimes I do myself, but I never quit. But I never looked at it as a other option if it didn't work out. So, I mean, I do things on the side. I have my own brand and all that stuff, but as of now, I'm saying, you know what? I'm not looking at it as of what if, I'm looking at it as if, I'm doing it. So, and nothing's going to stop me. So.
Absolutely, man.
Dude, that's super admirable. I mean, I think all of us here can, this is my dream. I work towards it every day, bust my ass towards it. Will's dream.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, this was Mr. Wade's dream with us, and then he went off to fulfill another dream.
Right. And that's what I want to tell Wade, from a guy that's, been around for a while to, someone that's just breaking in, is never let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because you can't. You can do it, but don't let anyone tell you can't, because for one, you're not here to impress, your buddies in the back or people in the back. You're here to impress the people that's sitting in the seats in the audience.
Right.
So when it comes to the business, you gotta watch your back a little bit, because there's gonna be people that are gonna try to tell you can't do it, and I still have people that tell me that, and I look at them dead in the face saying I can do it, and I'm doing it now. So just my little advice to Logan is never ever let anybody tell you can't do it.
Mr. Morgan,
that's great advice, man. Thank you, for real.
Yeah, I got a question, and I'm gonna take this a little bit of a different way. I'm gonna make this a little bit fun. When are we gonna see the leader of the Heyyy Nation, Chase Matthews, go up against Logan Wade?
I was gonna save that for the end. Damn.
I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for that gut punch. That's what I do.
I just gave the dude a compliment. Now you want us to go at
it? Oh man.
Hey, like I said, never say never. I mean, that's up to the powers that be.
Absolutely.
If anybody in the UWF office is watching, Mr. Morgan says book it.
Make it happen. Book it. Make it happen.
If I could comment on that, it would be a pleasure. It would be an absolute honor. You know, I've heard nothing but great things about this guy, and that's the reason I asked him to be on the podcast. As you know,
Actually,
I have a lot of respect for him.
So we mentioned it, and I got this picture, and I thought it was really cool. I wanted to pull it up. So this is y'all's first show, I believe, right, at the gym?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was their first show.
I've seen many a video of this show, and it looked amazing. And had I lived closer, I would have been there.
Yeah.
It's a great group of guys right there. You got a lot of young talent coming up in this group that, you know, I know I'm freshly into the business too, but man, they surpass me as far as talent goes. So UWF has got it going on, if you ask me.
So
yeah, I want UWF. They put him in the ring with gorgeous Joey Jackson. So
yeah,
that was a very, very great experience right there.
Absolutely.
So your first match back was in January 2021, and It was a Columbia Brawl, which you won. So what is a Columbia Brawl exactly?
It's basically a battle royal. Basically, it was an open battle royal from guys from other companies. So basically, if you were interested, you basically just call up the company. And originally, I was supposed to come back last year, but COVID happened, and so that got postponed and all this stuff. So I just focused on training and fundamentals and all this stuff. And when Pro Wrestling 225, which is the company based near where I live, they had a open battle royal called the Columbia Brawl, and I basically called them. I said, "Dude, you mind if I be part of this? You know?" And they're like, "Sure, if I mean that's what you want, you know, your first match back." I said, "Yes, I'll do that." So I went to Mississippi, went in the battle royal, and couldn't win it. Exactly.
Oh man, Facebook user, we gotta know who you are after you said that. You talking trash, bro. You gotta say your name. You gotta
know who it is,
bro. You gotta step like a man and let your name be known, bro.
Cowboy
Red.
Cowboy Red. Who the hell's Cowboy Red?
Facebook user, click that link so we can know who you are.
Hey, no one.
Jacob Guidry.
Jacob Guidry?
Oh, bro. Oh, whatever.
You know him.
I know him. He's ribbon. Stop, man. Whatever.
So you've only been back in a few months, and now you're in a summer feud with Brimstone. I know we were talking before. He's now injured, but you're still continuing that feud, and you have the rubber match hopefully coming up once he's healthy again, right?
Right. Yeah, we've had a series of matches over the summer for the Gulf Coast Championship in the Alabama region, and I tell you, he's been probably my toughest opponent since I've been back. I've had two really critical battles with him, and like he's very established in his area, so he's really good, and he's the man over there. So I mean, I've been very grateful to wrestle with him and do all that, but unfortunately, our feud got cut short because of an unfortunate injury. So, but a rubber match is set in stone, inevitable, bound to happen whenever his injuries heal. So, but I wish him the best of luck. So,
absolutely.
Look him up on Facebook. Trust me, like very, very great competitor.
Trying to see who this other comment is.
Oh God!
I think it's the same person.
in reading your summary, one thing that stuck out to me, and this was just recently, you got to get in the ring with Vladimir Koloff.
Last night, actually, yep.
Dang. So I'm going to pop up just a couple of these pictures.
Pull up the video. Who won that match?
I didn't get the video of this match.
It's on my Facebook stories.
Okay. Let's see if we can get
Yeah.
that real quick. But dang, look at that. And I didn't know this. Chase was telling me before. I guess Vladimir Koloff is like one of the top heels in the indie Southern circuit right now.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the top villains right now, and it was a tough battle last night, I tell you. But in the end, who came out on top? Not Vladimir Koloff, not his army. The
Heyyy Nation.
Hey Nation.
Heyyy Nation.
Hey.
just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Chase Matthews 1, Koloff 0.
So was this the pinfall that got you the win?
Which one is that? I can't see.
Yeah, he can't. So it's a roll up.
The victory roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say I cheated, I twisted his mask, but there's nothing in the rule book that says it's not illegal.
Hey, Brent, real quick, go back to that stunner picture, because I got to say, that's a pretty clean stunner.
That's a big stunner.
That is a big stunner.
Yeah, you got it sunk in deep, too. I love it.
The one on Koloff?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, is this the first time you've went against Koloff?
Yeah, I've actually did share the ring with him for like a few minutes in a Super Gold Rumble for 225 a few months back. But as far as like a full capacity match, this was our very first time, and I felt like it was very hard hitting, but the crowd loved it, and that's all that matters. But yeah, it was our first time going at it, and I seriously doubt it'll be our last.
Right. And where was this match at last
We'll
night?
look another troll. That's probably one of my buddies, bro.
I think that's the same one.
Yeah, it's the same dude. Yeah.
Probably. Get ready for that, Logan. You get a lot of friends who rib you like this.
Hey, bro. Trolls
Isn't
are
that
fans.
part of the business?
To me, a troll is just another fan. I love them.
Yeah, I'll give them a shirt to wipe their tears away.
There you go.
And on that note, we're going to take our last commercial break and come back and continue this discussion.
Oh my goodness, that was good. That was
Heyyy
good.
Nation. We'll be right back.
does us like we do. Always go hard with this crew. Welcome to the show, let's make moves. Nothing's gonna stop us, it's about to get rough. Turn the whole room up, it's never enough. Let's go, 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 let's go.
All right. That was just some of the programs you can catch here on PinFall Streams. And that is Double XP. You can catch that season 2 just premiered this past week with Kay and Punisher. And you can catch that on Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. And then that is Drop the Mic podcast. I can't talk. That's my show with Pun, premiering every other Tuesdays. We're going to be talking all things music, bands, artists, records. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you catch that. And then, what was the last one? Sports Report. Sports Report, you can catch that on Mondays with Will, Tony C7, and Dirty Dan as they talk all things sports. And then again, remember, after that, starting this Monday, Sports Report After Dark, the adult side of sports. Check out our new Monday sports lineup.
Real quick, I just want to get out there. Sports Report will have a special guest. We have a special guest. Tony C won't be here. He had a death in the family. So I'm pulling in my boy Caleb Davis from the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. He'll be joining us in his place. So everyone check out the show.
Hell yeah. Go watch that, guys. So we're going to kind of turn it back to an interview versus a roast, roast session. Chase, man, is there anywhere in you? Let me just rephrase that because I feel like I was used to say something totally stupid. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what's the end result? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now as a wrestler?
Hopefully up north. Like my main goal is to work as many places as I can, and I mean, you got to get the good end result. You got to keep putting in the work, and as long as you keep doing that, anything is possible. So I mean, since I've been back, I've actually been fortunate enough to wrestle a couple guys in Houston, from OVW. So, like, I mean, if you keep putting in the work, I mean, who knows, bro? Like, I would love to go work at OVW. You know, like I said.
I mean, man, you can't really beat getting trained under a legend like Al Snow. Like,
no, I love Al Snow. I mean, I look up to him. I watch his seminars online. Like, to me, he's one of the most underrated minds in the business. So,
easily. Well, the thing is he may go down as a jobber, which is bullshit in the industry, but he will also go down as probably one of the biggest contributions into this generation as far as wrestlers, for what he did in Tough Enough, for what he did in Impact, and now for what he's doing in OVW.
Right.
So is OVW like is that the 5-year landmark, or would you like to see yourself go further? Or
I mean, we all like to go further, but I mean, I guess my main goal is just to keep on going, get as much work as I can, get as much experience as I can, because no matter how long you're in this business, you learn something new every day. As long as you keep putting in the work and I would say not do as you're told, but be respectful, but have some backbone, keep striving, keep going forward. You end up in places you thought you'll never end up. I mean, I know so far since I've been back, I've been in places I thought I wouldn't be, like right now. And that's just in a 6-month span. So 5 years from now, I mean, who knows? But I mean, it would be something if I would get at least somewhere close to at least OVW or, something like that.
I mean, OVW is a great goal, because you make it to OVW, I would say that is a level.
Yes.
That
Kind of a turning of the page.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You make it
Oh yeah.
make it to OVW. That's a step to becoming the next, because OVW is where people go to get noticed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, man. When we watch you in the ring, who do you compare to that's out there right now, past or present?
A lot of people
Phrase.
call me. A lot of
Who
people call me.
influences you?
I mean, I like to try to be my own thing. You know, if people compare me to somebody, that's on them. But I mean, I'm sure there's people that compare me to, Daniel Bryan saying "Hey," but that's not, it's not where I got it from. I just like the word. To me, that's the first thing you say when you walk in the room. So why not say when you walk in the ring, right?
Right. Right. Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
So,
Stay on that.
but people have come up to me and said they admire my passion when I'm in the ring. They see that, I mean business when I'm in the ring. I don't give up, and that's the thing. When you're in the ring, you put 101%, not 100%, 101%, maybe even more than that. But my main goal when I walk through that curtain is to entertain and put in over 100% in the ring.
Absolutely.
And that's all you can do, man. Just bust your ass, and good things will come. If you bust your ass, good things will happen.
Hey, by the way, is Cowboy Red still watching?
Oh yeah, he's watching.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, hold on. Okay, I'll be right back.
Hey, real quick, this is going to be a good time to say this week, which is actually last week in wrestling history, he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
I remember that.
True.
25 years ago.
It's damn true.
I remember that.
Damn true.
I remember that.
Man, I posted that in the page, and did you know some people didn't know he did it with a broken neck?
How do you? I thought it's common knowledge by now.
Yeah, with
A broken freaking neck.
Okay, Chase, you're
All right,
back. What's up?
Yeah. You still watching? Red?
I believe so.
Hey, Red, since you're watching and having a lot of your input, while you're watching, please buy one of my shirts. They're only $20. Since I know you're a fan, you can Cash App or Venmo me anytime. So,
Hey.
all right, I'm done.
Hey.
Hey, you can either wear it or whatever you want. So
That's great.
So we see.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I insist, sir. Go ahead.
Well, my next thing was going to be, I wanted to talk about what you got coming up.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
God, man.
Y'all thinking alike tonight.
Too much in each. See, this is what happens when you've been gone so long. So you have an upcoming match with the Mexican Giant.
Yep.
Where's that going to be at?
Yeah.
Lafayette, Louisiana, my hometown, baby.
All right.
I'm the Mexican Giant, and that. Look up Mexican Giant. You'll understand that more.
And then I did, and now I had to. This man is booked for the next couple of months, so there was a lot. So I had to do it in 2 banners, but I did. You can catch him here on these dates, right here, and then at these dates.
Y'all go check your boy out. He's got a lot of bookings going on.
I'm telling you, man.
Cowboy Red, where's your bookings?
If I were going down to Houston a day earlier,
He's still getting them.
well,
like
if we
it.
were going to be in Houston a day earlier, we'd go and catch this match out. But we will not be there until 2 days later.
Oh man.
But real quick, to just veer off the wrestling real quick. So what kind of nostalgia retro stuff are you into?
I like classic sitcoms, like pretty much Happy Days. I mean,
Oh shit! I grew up. Hey,
there's your wink right there. Stuff like I Love Lucy, the Monsters, Three's
Old
Company.
school.
Oh yeah, old school vintage stuff.
Old
And
school.
I really am a big nerd of 80s slasher horror. Like I'm a big horror fan. As you can see behind my back right now, I got nothing but autographs and photos and a bunch of horror icons and stuff. So as far as what I do on my spare and free time, I mean that's another passion of mine is collecting a lot of nostalgia and vintage old school stuff like that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's really cool. I'm a huge fan of that too. My dad grew me up on Happy Days, I Love Lucy.
Myers.
You mentioned the Munsters. How are you feeling about Rob Zombie remake?
Oh. Usually no sell shit. So next question.
That was great.
That's awesome. So,
Will.
Yeah, Will, go ahead. You've been
I'm
quiet.
good, man. I'm good.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you had a
good.
question.
I'm good.
So what's your strategy going in against the Mexican Giant? Do you have anything you need to be worried about? I mean, what kind of
How big is a Mexican giant?
is he really a giant? Are we talking like Andre the Second here or what?
Yeah, how big is he?
I don't know how can I say this without laughing, but just look him up and you'll see for yourself.
So he's not
Hold
really a
on.
giant.
I gotta see this.
We need to get the scoop on this guy right
I
now.
gotta see this. Hold on.
Please.
The Mexican Giant. Is he on Facebook?
Oh yeah, he's on Facebook.
Okay.
So
The Mexican Witch, the Mexican Grill, the Mexican Store. There's all kind of stuff going on right now.
Type in Mex MEXGIA.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. Just look at his post, like watch.
Oh my God, 50 Shades of Giant.
This guy's not a giant at all.
Nope, not a giant at all.
So, okay, this is my thought. This was my thought when he said, so it's as giant as is like someone
look.
who's being tiny.
Like he's my number one fan, supposedly. Look.
Oh, look at that. Hey, he's got a T-shirt for the Tears.
Well, I don't remember giving him one, but hey, nice. Whether that's Photoshop or not.
Chase, what you got to start doing is like do the Nyla Rose. Whenever you whoop someone's ass, you just put the Nyla. You just got beat by Chase Matthews on their chest. Wipe your tears with this shirt.
Wipe your tears with this A shirt.
So it's going
True
down.
story, though. True story. Mexican Giant was actually one of my trainers back in the day.
Oh, really?
Oh shit!
He trained me in a hard facility. So basically, wrestling is about receipts. So I'm gonna give him every receipt. I'm gonna give him every receipt he's earned for what he did after.
Remember all them drop downs you made me do for no reason?
Yeah.
Remember that time that you landed that punch on accident?
Well, I'm trying to find another picture, but I can't. Shit. I'll troll him later.
But,
Get him!
Chase, tell everybody where they can find you on social and where they can pick up some of those awesome Heyyy shirts.
Yeah, man, get it out there.
Well, you can find me on Facebook under Chase Matthews. As simple as that. You look up Chase Matthews, you should see me. And if you're interested in buying a t-shirt, all you got to do is message me. I got Cash App. I got Venmo. I can mail you or wait until one of my events coming up. I can give it to you there. But, let me know. You want to become part of the Heyyy Nation and you want to wear a Heyyy Nation t-shirt. I'm just saying they're only $20. $20. Cowboy Red.
That's a deal.
Waiting on your payment. Cowboy Red. Waiting on your payment.
Where are those banners at, Josh?
I got it. And then again, you can catch him at all these dates right here.
Show Mexican John's dates. You can't. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm the Mexican giant, and that.
But make sure you check out Chase. He may be he's probably coming to a city near you. The man is getting around.
Yeah, he is.
Real quick, a little housekeeping of our own. Next week, make sure you tune in. We will be having another special guest on for a very awesome interview. We'll be having the mixed tag partner of the one and only Layla Gray, who has been a guest on this show. We will be having the one and only blue-haired cowboy Luke Curtis. Will be coming to the PinFall podcast next week. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be a great interview. I'm super excited for it. He's another guy killing it on the indies. So, guys, that was the first episode of PinFall Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. There's more great things to come. We got a lot of things in the works. Make sure you stay like, share, subscribe. PinFall streams on Facebook, YouTube. We've got a Twitch coming. The Discord's getting worked on. So much stuff happening, guys. So much stuff. So make sure you keep a lookout on that. I may be even working on something called a Patreon. I don't know about that. But,
what?
So I don't know anything about that. But, guys, make sure you follow Chase on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Follow Logan Wade on Facebook. Follow UWF on Facebook. All those things. And we will see y'all next week. Same time, right here on PinFall Streams. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hit him with the hey.
Hey.